Thank you for joining us today at Capital Academy. Capital Academy is our after party, after pitch me, where we get an opportunity to speak with the companies that present their pitches and better understand more of what they do, how they do, and what they're looking for. And today's Capital Academy is continuing to talk with two of the founders who are doing socially conscious businesses. And on this Capital Academy, we have Gigi Goin.
Thank you, Lorette. Thank you very much for having me. I'm the founder of Milk Lady Farmers Markets, and what we do is we develop and manage farmers markets. So far, we've been in Montgomery County, Maryland, and we also develop and manage special events having to do with agriculture, like the Strawberry Festival, our local wine festivals, and the like. And we are expanding after having tested venues and events in Montgomery County to go throughout Maryland and the Chesapeake area, and having producer-only events. Producer-only means grower-only. So only the actual farmers are coming, not people who are buying and reselling products. And we also encourage local artisans to participate, everything from people who are metal workers and jewelers to people who craft with textile.
That is fabulous. It was very interesting when you did your pitch me. Our panelists were very excited about sitting on Capital Academy to speak with you a little more. So let's just bring them in the conversation real quickly. Please, Hakim, will you let our audience know who you are and you know, why you wanted to be here, and then Darrell, and then we can all engage in this conversation.
Sure. Hakim, Dyer. I am the founding partner of Dyer, Birmingham. We're a consulting company that focuses on early stage companies and capital formation. We help them with strategic planning and in their growth strategies as well.
Fabulous. Darrell?
Hi, yes, Darrell Spears. I'm an angel investor with EliteConversations.com. And we also focus with small business owners, helping them with their consulting, helping them with their process and planning, making sure they have the right exposure, their sales. And this is an exciting time. You know, I appreciate you inviting me on for the pitch segment that we have here, and I'm excited to hear a little bit more about what you're doing.
That is wonderful. Then, Gigi, I'm going to start by opening the floor to you. I know one of the questions you were asked on when you did your pitch presentation was what got you into this? And I think maybe we'll start from that standpoint and then open it up for any other questions. So give us, again, a feel for what got you into becoming the Milk Lady?
Well, when the recession hit and my independent consulting business and human resources sort of went down the drain overnight, I thought, okay, this is going to last for a year or so. What can I do in the meantime? What do I love? And I was thinking more along the lines of a hobby initially, not realizing the recession would take the years that it did. And in the course of that, the first instinct for me was healthy living, healthy eating. And having been a vegetarian for a large part of my adult life, I then went into my first venture was going to farms and delivering to households milk, fresh fruits and vegetables on a weekly basis, a sort of CSA we would call that today. And from that model it evolved into the first farmers market. And we've started and managed farmers markets for grocery stores, for churches, for community organizations and municipalities within Montgomery County. And we've also started the special events. So this is our 7th year. It's our 7th season for the Strawberry Festival, for example. And what we're looking forward to in our phase 1 expansion is, now that we've tested this model in the Montgomery County in terms of different venues and different events, we're ready to take on the state of Maryland and the Chesapeake region to be able to have other clients that are municipalities, always being mindful that our core client is the agricultural field, the farmers, the vineyards, the artisan breweries. And we create marketplaces for that expression of agriculture, local agriculture. Our hosts, the municipalities, the churches, et cetera, HOAs, they want an event or they want a farmer's market. So bringing those two together.
So I'm going to start, Darrell, you were very excited to have this conversation, so please, any thoughts or questions you have?
Yeah, as an investor, I mean, it sounds great. It's a great service that you provide. To me, it sounds like a community event right now in terms of bringing individuals together to raise money, raise funds. How is this a business? How did you set this up to make an increase every year, and what are your projections as a business?
So we've grown the business in terms of the actual farmers markets so that we have larger markets, and we also, our revenue streams are vendor fees, fees from sales, percentages. We're really taking the farmers market model as far as we can within the county, and Maryland really has a nice share of farmers markets. That's not the main focus. The main focus for phase one is the special events, the agricultural events, where we can draw larger numbers of people. Here we've grown from 2,500 to 6,000 participants attending our Strawberry Festival. And that's where we want to grow our wine festivals, our craft brewery, beer garden festivals.
And only because I know a little bit about the business, there's other revenue streams, i.e. the management fees and things of that nature that take this on, would that be correct?
Yes, as well.
And you're looking to expand. You're looking to expand in opening the events up to other entities that are looking for family-friendly, healthy type events. I know that we talked about that a little bit. Is that
is right. And
I
we're
think
looking
that
to
makes a difference for investors to hear and understand.
Thank you. And getting out of only Montgomery County, where we've been for 7 years, and really anchoring ourselves in the greater Chesapeake region.
And real quick, as the fact that you are looking to expand and go to other areas, how is your process? So when I say process, do you have a significant or a special process in place so that you look the same when you leave Montgomery County and go to Edgecombe County, that people can expect the same look and feel? Do you have procedures in place for that?
Yes, and we do develop staff and launch the event. So we have our processes in place for that for each of our festivals. And phase one is all about funding the promotion and the pre-marketing of our events in a bigger way so that we can attract a larger audience.
I'm mainly looking forward to the wine festival.
Yes. Absolutely.
Hakim, you had some thoughts.
Yeah, I'm going to push aside the thoughts that stem from being from a family of foodies that lives in Maryland, which is a great state for, snout to tail, for local everything. I mean, it's a great state for that fabulous agricultural community, and to know that you're kind of bridging the gaps in there, to me, just personally is exciting. I'm going to put that aside, just talk about the business part, because the area where I'd like some more clarity is, are you an event manager or are you an event promoter? Like there's a difference between you figured out what event the market wants and you're pulling it together with your resources and contacts versus the host called you, hey, I need a market over here. Can you do that? Do you do both? I mean, how do you see yourself in the marketplace?
So we've done both, and we do manage the promotions, which is going to be really scaled up in phase one. Because that gives us the ability to reach more people and to be able to support that pre-event promotion. We manage the event from beginning to end, and we pull together the resources, the artisan vendors, the farmers, the entertainment. We have support staff, people that we hire on an ad hoc basis, and people who come back to us to support us in terms of the promotions, the event management, the staffing. Yes.
So is the impetus for an event in your shop, or is it from the host?
Both. So
okay.
we
It's
started
really both.
The first event, the Strawberry Festival.
Right.
You know, just being at the farmers market and wanting to promote the market itself. We realized the potential for growth very quickly, and so it scaled up and has grown over the years to 6,000 people.
Right. Which is very
We've-
impressive, by the way. That's
Thank
that's
you.
impressive.
And we have also been asked by groups to host farmers markets and partnered with them to host our festivals on their site.
Is one side or the other where you think the bulk of your growth will be?
I think it's going to happen in two ways. I think reaching out to municipalities, letting them know we have a turnkey operation,
Yeah.
we have something we can offer them, and they don't have to lift a finger. And at the same time, you know, the word gets around is what we notice. So once we step out of just Montgomery County, we've, you know, always just said we're in Montgomery County. It's where we're permitted, it's where we're familiar with things. And now we've been reaching out to resources and the permitting agencies, the regulatory folks outside of the county and other counties, and we see a way for us to get started and be able to build our reputation across the state and the region.
Will you be inventing new kinds of festivals that we can attend?
We actually have done so because only in the last 2 years have we really fully developed having the beer garden as a focal point in our events. Prior to that, it was mainly Maryland wines.
That was a question that I also had. Like, one of my thoughts was the seasonality of the events. Are you limited because of the season, or do you also have a plan in order to expand beyond the seasonality of what most people would think with farmer markets?
So with even the farmers market aspect, we actually do have a winter market in Brookville, Maryland at the Brookville Beer Farm where we run year round. It's an indoor and outdoor market, so in the winter we're inside. And throughout the season, in addition to the spring through early spring to late fall farmers market season, we also have winter markets. So in December, there's potential to do several winter markets that may be a weekend long or a week long or weeks long. We also have wine festivals that can be, and craft beer that can be indoors. So we can do that during the January to March, where normally the farmers are in a quieter period. There are many of our farmers are now, especially the young farmers, are now doing hoop house growing, so they're growing year round. And there's available crop, not a bumper crop like you will have in the summer, but they are able to provide fruits and vegetables and berries year round.
Real quick, again, thinking in terms of investing, can you just talk a little bit more about your revenue channels, and what would you say the percentage of time that you're actually doing business throughout the year? So you're actually in markets, what percentage of the time, and the times that you're not in business, what do you do to generate revenue?
So from May to November is the prime season. That's when, you know, we are earning vendor fees, management fees, carnival ride fees at an event. You know, those are the sales opportunities that we have. In the winter season, we have one winter market at the moment. We have a potential second that we're developing in North Potomac that will also run year-round. And we have the potential, with the support of new hosts, to go year-round with our special events. Typically, our special events have been through the month of October.
Okay.
So in considering expanding into other municipalities, into other host organizations, things of that nature, how many Gigis are you training?
We have a staff of 4 part-timers that are ad hoc and work seasonally with us that we can bring in full-time in phase one. Part of that is developing staff. And of course, we are interested in developing more people as we grow.
And also, as it relates to farmers, so understanding that you have your 7 seasons in Montgomery County, do you have a sense of how many farmers actually participate in these type of events?
So at our event, for example, the Strawberry Festival, it's a really easy to relate to example. When we have a special event like that, just strawberry growers, we've had anywhere from 4 to 8 strawberry growers, depending on the size of the event each year. And in terms of total vendors, we've had between 60 and 80, depending on the year, of total vendors. That's artisan food, farmers, everyone.
And I guess I'm asking that question because I'm trying to understand capacity. Is there an opportunity to grow it because you have more participating?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, we actually decide year to year based on, you know, what we see as the promotion ability, how many slots for each vendor type that we'll have. So there are many more farmers that we
Gotcha.
could tap into.
So capital helps you to bring in more participants, which then would help you to expand out the events?
Exactly.
Is that fair?
Exactly.
And do you also have the capacity? Do you also have the capacity for more participants? You've gone from the 2,500 to 6,000. What is it going to take to go beyond the 6,000? I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
So I think you mean what is it going to take on our part?
Correct.
Yes. So we're looking at the ability to do earlier promotions and have a broader reach. That's really what it is. Our events are very attractive. We're able to get the word out, and we are able to get the word out, and we would be able to get the word out given our ability to fulfill our entire plan to more people. So we're limited by the landscape, basically, in phase one. If we have a place that can host 10,000 people with some indoor shelter, barn space, that sort of thing, we have a greater opportunity.
Gotcha.
In terms of your brand, how are you branded? So when I say that, when you do an event, are people attending the event, let's say strawberry event, are they attending the event as a strawberry festival, or is your brand really present there? And the reason I ask that, if you stepped away and another company came in to run a festival, a strawberry festival, would it be any different? What makes you unique and what makes your brand unique?
What makes us unique and what we're known for in the marketplace is our commitment to social responsibility, that we are raising money. 10% of our proceeds go to our WIC food stamp matching dollars nutrition program. So when people come to our farmers market and they are at the level economically where they're receiving women, infant, and children's nutrition vouchers for fruits and vegetables or food stamps, we double their dollars. And you know, we're known for that. We're known for raising money for that. And we also bring in at the special events 200 foster care children from local regions. We don't just do Montgomery County. And we raise money to capitalize their ability to enjoy the carnival rides and, you know, have a good time that day. And so we're known for that. And, you know, our health commitment to healthy eating, healthy lifestyle, no styrofoam containers allowed, no high fructose corn syrup allowed in products that are served by our food vendors, and our standards like that. We call them our clean standards.
One of the things that I really liked about being able to speak to Gigi about this is we're in the venture angel raising of capital space, right? So we don't hear about companies like this often. What do we hear about? We hear about technology, and you know, I'm so eager to be able to bring her information, because there are still those staid businesses that oftentimes we don't focus on in the space that we're in.
Yeah, you raise a great point. I think your business is real. Right? It's not a fiction of some highly innovative mind. It's like, wow, you took all this creativity and opportunity from like plants and people and connected them. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I think from your standpoint, Lorette, what I hear you saying is that there's the tech company that's going to create the next huge market about something wonderful, and there's like practical what you put in your mouth. The farmer down the road business. That's a perfectly viable opportunity that we do need to pay a lot of attention to.
Absolutely, absolutely. So are there any wrap-up questions that either of you might want to ask either Gigi, myself, or just in general have to say to our audience?
I like the business. I like the opportunity. I like that it's practical. I wonder, not to get too far ahead, what other kinds of business opportunities dovetail with the fact that you have a market. I'm thinking about the restaurants and the expanded entertainment, or if that's part of the vision as well, or are you pretty much going to just stick to the market?
So at our special events, we have food vendors, food trucks, local restaurants that come out and participate as food vendors. So it's part of the revenue stream of vendor fees also. Yes, and it gives us an opportunity to support small businesses. We often get that beginning good cook who has a few great recipes and can present his or her business, and this is a great place for them to test their business. And they can go on to getting a food truck or brick and mortar. So we like that not only in the farmers markets but also at the special events.
Got it. Excellent.
And we support these businesses. We have a whole program where we give them information, we connect them with the liability insurances they need, the health department permitting, and we give them as much online support as we possibly can to be able to launch and support their businesses.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my comment as a potential investor, and just to sort of help you out, is to for me to understand, again, the difference between the business operation of it and the fundraising piece of it. It's a great thing that you bring in individuals and you do the fundraising that you can pass on to help others. But in terms of the business side, I need to understand what part of that revenue is leaving the bottom line and what part of that revenue is going to. So just so you clarify that, I have no problem writing a check to donate, but I need to know clearly, what portion of what you're doing is going towards fundraising and what portion is going towards your business.
Yes.
So that's a great question. In terms of portion of our revenues, we probably raise about 25% of our revenue toward our charitable programs. And so is it okay to mention numbers?
It is fine, but along with Darrell, when you said that, I want to be clear also. The fee structure, the revenue streams that you spoke of, I'm assuming those are separate from what you're saying right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely separate. Yeah.
I
so the fundraising, we have some sponsors who've given to us, every year, $1,500 to $7,500 to support the WIC program. Gotcha. And then we also have the business, which is the revenue streams, the management fees, the vendor fees, the event fees for carnival rides and entry fees, to get into the event. So we have, those streams of income coming in, and then we also have donations that go specifically to the WIC program or specifically to support the 200 kids coming in.
Okay. Now, and so that makes me wonder, sponsorships. Is there what portion of your revenue stream is sponsorships, And how much bandwidth do you have to increase that, and does that make more of a difference for what you're doing if you can get more sponsors for what it is that you do?
Sponsors definitely help. I mean, their income to help us with pre-promotion. And we have offerings for them in return, such as their sponsors a banner at the stage or at a specific spot, a prime location if they have a product they want to exhibit. They may do some home improvement business or something of that ilk, and they have the ability on the day of the event to meet people, and that kind of advertising and as a return for their support. So there's lots of room for sponsors, and we can get even more kids to come in.
Okay, so Gigi, in the time we have left, you have all of a minute. Is there anything you want to tell us that you were not asked, whether during your pitch event or here on Capital Academy?
I think you guys have been really thorough and asked more than I thought, and I just want to say thanks for listening. Our goal in phase 2 is to be able to pre-promote our events, so that we can have that upfront promotional nature so that we can expand. And it's really all about expansion for us. So thank you.
So thank you so much for
Lorette.
joining us,
Thank
Gigi.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you so much
business.
for
Great
being
product.
here,
No problem.
Hakim.
No problem.
And Darrell, thank you so much for joining us. And I want to thank all of you for joining us for Capital Academy. If you like what you've seen, we look forward to you sharing it. And if you are a company that would like to be profiled or that would like to do a pitch presentation, we would love for you to check us out so that we might help you to expose what it is that you're doing to the audience that you should be in front of. Capital Academy is all about helping entrepreneurs and founders understand what it's like to raise capital and all the various components involved. So we look forward to seeing you again here on Capital Academy.